for sticking around with us. We are back. We're working on getting round two situated here in classic fashion. As many tournaments happen to do, we went a bit long on round one, and now there is a post round judge call that is being resumed. So thank you for your patience, everybody, and thank you for coming back. Our stream's looking pretty nice and crispy to me now. Looks like our frame rate issues are resolved.
It
I don't want to.
looks delicious.
You know,
Tasty.
you're looking great on there, Ashani.
Oh
I'm
my
looking at
goodness.
you. You're looking good.
Absolutely.
But yes, everybody, we're back. We're setting up for round two. I am Cal from Playing with Power. This is Ashani. Ashani, how are you doing here as we enter round two?
Oh, lovely, lovely. Round one was a grindy banger. Ended with the champion taking it down, getting his first dub of the Mox Masters too. And we're looking to see some more. The people we are following this time, I believe Higher, fellow Play with Power member, did not get his dub, sadly.
Nope.
Uh gonna
Higher
get, yeah,
0-1 going into round
0-1.
two.
Did not get there. Ken got his dub. I don't know what Ken is playing. Sorry for that.
Ken is
That is
playing Dulcim Stacks.
say, say, say what now?
Dulcim? It's a Street Fighter card.
Oh,
It is a Selesnya stack deck. I believe much of the original inspiration came from Alan of Mental Misplay. There we go, Mental Misplay. And Ken kind of picked up the idea with and ran with it, and has been really loving the results and decided to test it out today. So he was one of the players we're watching. Of course, he won Tier 1 Con earlier this year.
yeah.
Great player. Also keeping our eyes on Mitch, or what if it's not Butter, playing, I believe, Silas. I assume he's playing Silas, talking about, judging by how he talks about cedh on the internet. A finalist in Mox Masters October, our last major tournament. He is also 0-1 going into round two. And then, of course, we also do have Ian, our champion of Mox Masters October. My personal nomination for cedh player of 2022 is going into round two with the 1-0 dub, which everybody got to watch on round one of coverage on PowerPoint slides. You know, our apologies, everybody. It was a bit of a PowerPoint slide presentation for round one, but we're looking much better this time. It's looking good. And glancing here, it looks like we do have our round two pairings posted. So our players are going to start moving towards their pods, and we are going to be showing you, we're trying to stick with some of our players who we wanted to watch. And so up next, we're going to be trying to show you Ken's match. Ken of Stacked EDH. Like I said, he's playing Dulcim Stacks. I think that's how it's pronounced. Dulcim. We're going to be watching his match up here. He's 1-0. Well on his way to top 16. You know, it's a lot better than 0-1, right?
A lot better. Absolutely.
So we will be waiting for our excellent stream producer Drake to get in there, get us our excellent little link, and then once the players get started, we will get started. What are your thoughts about the tournament so far, Shani?
I mean, other than the slight technical difficulties about it, seems great. Seems like a looking from the people who have won, we expected some winners. I don't know all the people in chat who they're following. We have for me, my good friend Cocleo, I crown him as the best blue farm player. He also has a dub. We have a few others that is going through the runnings, but we have not cut away to the cream of the crop yet. We're still playing through, seeing some cool brews. The round one, Billy, I believe his name was in round
Yep.
one,
Yep.
with the grill deck. That seems spicy. He didn't get to pop off as he wanted to due to some rule of law effects, but that was a cool brew, and I'm looking forward to see some other cool brew do well.
It does. All right, our feature pod is currently getting all set up and resolving their mulligans. As soon as we get into there, we'll be bringing you live right into that pod. Bear with us a moment or three as we figure that out.
Yeah, so in chat, if you guys wanna, who are you? Who are you? Well, who do you want to win the Mox matches? Let's get some early prediction in chat. Give us who you want to see take this down. I think Kyle, what was Ian? So Ian is on a good start.
Yeah, my prediction up at the top of the show, we talked about it a little bit, and I made the bold prediction that I think that Ian has a good chance of taking it down, especially as soon as I saw him playing his classic patented, all exclusive Winota Snowball stacks list. You know, what else do we want to see but a little bit of Ian playing Winota action? That's what I am all about. That's what I'm here to see.
All right, we have Just Key saying Billy. Billy is who is wish to win. We have Chaotic Spark saying Zane. Yeah, I'm a big representative of Zane also. Don't know what Zane is playing. I don't know if he's playing Najila or Winota, so not sure there. Claire. Oh, Claire is playing. I did not know Claire was playing.
Yep, Claire's playing today. Starting out the day. She's starting out the day with a draw, I believe.
Oh, okay. Not a win, but not a loss.
Not a loss.
So we got points on the board, and that's what is important.
Yeah.
Points on the board.
Excellent. Yeah. Oh, when we have our lists, holy shit. All right, here we are for round 2 of competition. Playing with power. It's looking like we've got some awesome spicy decks here. In seat number 1, we have Dargo Ikra Shadiki. That's a nice Jund list. Straight out of the brand new Warhammer 40k precons, we've got Marnius Calgar. I'm gonna have to work to pronounce that correctly. One of our players to watch, Ken Bauman, in seat 3 here with Dulcim, Pliable Pacifist. In case you don't know what that card does, it's a 4-drop 1/3 with reach. It has hexproof unless it's attacking. And then whenever a creature you control with reach attacks, untap it, and it can't be blocked by creatures with greater power this combat. And then, of course, it also says whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. So he will be drawing up to 3 cards per combat. And then in seat 4, we have old reliable Tymna Kraum.
Oh, is that that's Cypher? Is that from the? Oh my goodness! What? Is it a podcast? Is it the coffee? Commanders and Coffee podcast? I could be wrong.
I don't know.
I could be wrong.
I'm not that familiar with people's online names anymore. Twitter handles, you got them. How many rounds are there? We are playing 5 Swiss rounds today before we cut to then untimed semis and then of course untimed finals.
This is going to be a pod. This is going to be a pod. As a Jund lover, I'm gonna be supporting Jund. Would love to see a Corvold here, but I mean, I know there's a lot of Dargo fans out there. Love to see the Dargo, the lobster. Now this is gonna be an interesting pod here. I want to say the Esper deck. I will not attempt to pronounce that one. I am not as talented as Kyle, but I've seen a few of these Esper lists, especially this one. And it has some things. It's a great smother type deck. It's a fair Esper list. Not trying to do anything, crazy. Trying to keep the game fair and just, win the game through some infinite mana of, Scepter or whatever it is, maybe a Hullbreaker, and then draw your deck. So
yep.
I think this is interesting. It's going to be an interesting game. Will the mid-range stacks deck prevail, or will we see an early ad nauseum turn?
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Yeah, this should be a fascinating pod. I'm looking at everybody's lists now, and these are some spicy ones. I think this one has a real chance to become a bit of a grind fest, which I think,
Okay.
as I am personally of the opinion that pretty much will almost always favor Blue Farm. Um, you got 2 card advantage engines of the command zone. You're basically playing best cards in cedh pile. Um, as Brian Koval recently was talking about this a little bit. I watched his recap from Oktoberfest, the last big cedh tournament we just had go on, which he took down playing his own version of Blue Farm. He enjoys playing the list because he thinks it just like always keeps him in the game. You're always drawing cards. You get to play Ristic Study. You get to play all like the best win cons and that kind of stuff. So, I think unless this one ends really quickly, my pick I think is going to be Blue Farm in this pod. But
I would agree with you if Blue Farm was sitting not fourth.
Yeah, fourth is rough, especially
Fourth is rough.
I'm looking at Ken's list here, and this is we got Deafening Silence. We've got a lot of card draw, Esper Sentinel, Toski, Aura, and Frostfang. I think Ken's going to be able to grind just about as hard as he wants to. That's pretty sweet. Yes, decklists are going to be available after the event. They're available to us right now because we are the all omnipresent casters. Fear us. Are we able to spectate individual pods? You are not. You can watch this pod that I am so graciously providing to you, chat. But I'm fascinated to see how this one goes. Of course, I'm always like, I'm going to come in, I'm going to commentate on cedh. I know a lot of cedh decks. I bet we can like keep track of everything. I bet we can kind of predict the flow of the match a little bit. And then I see people pulling up with Marnius, Calgar, Dargo, Ikrashidiki, and I'm like, man, I don't know anything anymore.
No. Hey, we'll assume it's green white. That's how green white is always played.
Yep.
I think in this pod, definitely looking for maybe a early Deafening Silence, early Salier effect. Just something there. But no, I will see. It seems like Freedom kept a 5 and everyone kept 7s.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Or is that also a 5 from Cypher? Yep, no, that's also a 5 from Cypher.
All right. Oh, we have my cat here trying to unplug my microphone at this time. Let's make sure that doesn't happen. Thanks, buddy.
Any estimate on when the tournament ends?
It's going to be a late one at this point in time.
It's going to be a late one. Hopefully, if you can tell your friends to play faster and make your decisions quicker, and if they slow play, call a judge. Call a judge on these slow plays, so we don't have to be here until midnight, please.
That's a great tip, Ashani.
Lovely tip.
Yes. Luckily, from what I understand, our TO has been trying to drive that home with people for the last month now.
Yes.
And we'll see how we go. Yeah, so it's an interesting one we got here. Both of our blue decks, it seems, are going to 5 or less. And then we got our non-blue decks keeping 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I love how clear Ken's keeping everything on that beautiful mental misplay playmat.
That's a lot of colors, and I enjoy it.
It's very shiny too. I don't know if you've seen it in person or not.
I have not.
All right.
Woo, it's very shiny. Very
Look,
cool.
have fun,
Great
everybody.
job. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, mental misplay.
And we're off.
Play an ancient tune.
Pre-games.
No pre-game actions.
Play a mana
Ancient tune, mana crypto.
Okay, we're starting off strong. That's into a Felwar Stone. That is a lot of mana.
No colors from the Felwar Stone.
That's a lot of mana. It's a lot of. I personally love into a Mox Opal. That Mox Opal's online. This could be.
Is this a wheel?
It is a Wheel of Misfortune.
It's not the best one, but it's acceptable.
Yeah, a little bit of a more intriguing one, especially because I don't know how many of our opponents here are going to want to wheel it all or not. So
I don't think Freedom and Ken might want to wheel, Depends on how broken Cypher's hand is. I think I would take the wheel.
Yeah, especially in Blue Farm, you're not gonna draw like bad cards, right? Um, so yeah, this is almost ideally what you want to see out of turn one in a lot of CDH games. You're gonna play out all your rocks, have one card left in your hand, jam your
Yeah.
wheel, hopefully draw a little more gas,
I
hopefully
wish
disrupt your opponents.
I wish it was a turn one wheel, cause that gets to disrupt the two stacks players' hand.
Yeah, it would be better if it was a proper wheel because
Proper wheel,
now
yeah.
the players who don't want to wheel just get to like vote 0 or whatever and don't lose their hands.
So
But
we have two. I don't know what number Ken chose. Seems like double. I don't know. But we'll find out.
I
in
believe
just
that
a
is a
second.
Khans of Tarkir symbol, which means 20.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll find out in just a
Yeah,
second.
we will certainly find out. Yeah, it looks like Darko is dumping a handful of lands. Okay, maybe Ken meant to communicate 0. That seems
Okay,
to be
so
what's
zero.
going on
Okay.
here.
That
It looks
okay.
like-
So we were correct.
I was very confused.
The two slower decks did not want to wheel their hand away.
Yeah,
And
understandable.
yes, that makes sense. Cause they chose this mulligan for a reason.
And we'll see what Dargo gets to do here. Out of colored mana at this point in time. So that keeps him off of Jeweled Lotus. That could just be a turn one Dargo with complete and total ease. This is a lot of signatures on some pretty rocks too.
No, this is a pretty all sign, more than likely foiled. This is his pride and joy here.
He could cast Dargo right now if he wanted to, if he sacrifices another artifact. Because Jeweled Lotus gives you 5 mana total towards Dargo.
Oh, that's a turn one cage. Okay, I can see why you did not want to throw that hand
not
away.
wheel it away. Yep, go land, mana crypt into the cage. Pass to Ken on Dulcim, looking like Jeweled Lotus plus
And
land. That is
turn
once
one
again
commander.
a turn one commander. Yeah, we take those. Especially when so often that's I think that's what his deck basically always would like to do. It's just always have his commander in play. Always pop off, passing a Cypher on Blue Farm. We're moving. I like it. We're moving. I do also enjoy seeing all of Cypher's hand. Shotgun a Hollowed Fountain for real this time. My apologies, everyone, for naming the wrong land last game. Embarrassing. Into the Esper Sentinel. Okay, yeah.
I like this. That's
Off a
joyous.
wheel, we take that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I am seeing correctly, I think Cypher also has a Wheel of Fortune in his hand right now, but because he's showing his hand to the camera for free.
And step, okay. More than likely.
End step, Vampiric Tutor.
No, we're gonna assume this is
I assume it's in response to
Yeah.
the Esper. Yeah.
Yeah.
In response to the Esper, so we don't have to pay or anything like that. Anything cute. And now we're moving to Dargo Icarus turn. That looks to be damage off of Mana Crypt.
So
Dargo Tymna player already down to 28 on the upkeep of turn 2. Just how we wrote it up, right?
I don't know. Would you have cast a Vampiric Tutor here? I don't know. I'm afraid of that monkey boy there. That Ragavan, he has scarred me for top deck tutors.
We'll see what happens here. Yeah, I'm a little bit I don't think I would have chosen to cast the Vampiric Tutor there, especially because he had like floating mana off the no, he didn't have floating mana off the Mana Crypt.
No, that didn't matter.
Ignore me. I'm a silly little goose. I was confused by the dice sitting around.
Yeah,
As
I
I said.
don't know. I guess maybe. I don't know. That Ragavan has scarred me too many times. I would have waited. But here we go. We have played Windswept Heath into a Tiger. And
we're making some mana.
Alrighty.
A lot of mana here.
Is this just an Ikra?
No, I don't think so.
Storm.
And ad nauseum.
Well, I said it. It's either turn 2 Nas.
Yep. Turn 2 Nas.
Or a grinding game.
Yep, we got turn 2 Nas, wheeling right into the Nas, and it looks like we are going
and no interaction.
Into a Razaketh, though. What a first reveal. An abrupt decay. All right. This one could not go super well, actually. Razaketh off the top in a
Greater
good.
good.
When we've already greater good has some potential here.
Greater good has a lot of potential. I mean, he has the abrupt decay, so the cage goes here.
Yep, cage goes away.
So I think we might can get a dub.
I think we're, unless he accidentally kills himself here somehow. Dothy puts him to 5, I believe.
Ooh, what kills him at 5?
Not Adnos. Let's see.
Not Adnos. That is correct. That is a good answer, Cal. Good answer.
Thank you. Let's see. We've got Razaketh, which was already revealed, obviously. He is playing Peer into the Abyss. Calling Rite gets him real low. Birthing Pod gets him real low. Necropotence gets him real low. Pattern of Rebirth gets him real low. He stopped at 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that I've stopped looking at his deck list.
So not a lot of mana I saw from that. So I'm not sure what the plan is here.
I saw a gamble. He can cast Dargo right now if he really wants to, but he can't follow up with Greater Good with the amount of mana.
No.
Just flipping Greater Good, Razaketh off the top immediately.
That was
especially when you're already down at 28. Just not ideal.
No.
But you know, I think you've got it. Your 2 blue opponents are like entirely tapped out. I think you just have to jam it and hope.
Well, so what do we grab here? Do we grab a? I think we just want to play Dargo and hold up a blocker.
Yeah, somebody in chat raises the very obvious point that it's pretty hard to reveal mana off of your Adnos when you already have 4 of your mana rocks in play.
True, but that's very true. But you know, there's definitely more rocks. He has Penalty, he has Kraum, Diamond.
He is playing 18 total artifacts.
Yeah, no,
he has plenty more rocks in there. He's on the talismans.
Plenty more rocks, plenty more rituals. Could I hit random plays? They were outs.
All right, looks like we are gambling. Of course, it's a post-Nas gamble, so he has something like 15 plus cards in hand right now. Pretty safe one, I would say.
How big is your commander?
We'll see what we're getting here.
1-3. Watch out.
I think there's a world that this might come back to him, but he has to dodge a mana crypt roll.
That true.
I think that's what comes back. Maybe he has to dodge a mana crypt roll and either can and free not jamming a stack piece in that turn rotation.
Yeah, there's definitely like a world in here where he can untap and win the game and whatnot. But we'll definitely see how it turns out.
What would you gamble for here, actually?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think if I were in his seat, I would be gambling for a burnt offering or a I think burnt offering is like what I would defaultly go to, but that doesn't make me green mana either. Like he's so close here if he can make some green mana so he can like do some greater good on Dargo, right?
I think he can get there. Actually, I like burnt offering. I didn't think about that. The burnt offering gives him red and black, which
gives him red and black, yeah.
Which just gives him DT, and I think he can figure it out from there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He should be able to figure it out from there.
DT was his last reveal card, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. I think I would gamble for burnt offering right here. There's also a world where he like has burnt offering in his hand, but also he has literally no floating mana right now.
I don't know if that was Storm that he has up here.
It is a floating mana of some kind.
I think he has one colorless floating.
Yep, one colorless floating. So of course we do not get to see what is gambled for. A mistake that many people often make, revealing the card they gamble for.
It's always a red in tubes. He always reveal it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He definitely always reveal it. It's always red in tubes.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I don't know. Like, this is very interesting. I think he gets mana, but I don't know what
kind of mana is
there. Yeah, what kind of mana is the best. Yeah.
He's in a tough spot here too, where like even if he ends up with some talismans or something to fix his colors, he can only activate them like once or twice.
Yeah, but maybe that's all you need.
That's true. That's true. He gambled for LED. Let's see what
Dark side
happens.
for 3. Did he hit a dark side? I did not see a dark side in it, but we'll see.
Dark side may have been in the pile.
If he
He
had
could be
dark side,
going
he
for
would have
dark
played
side,
it.
however.
He could have played it if he hits dark side. Maybe there was a simian I missed.
17. Does he have over 20 cards in hand? That's hilarious. All right, what do we? We are discarding a Praetor's Grasp. Okay, that's uneventful. I assume that is not what we were going for.
Let's see if Doofy's right. Was it dark side? No? Okay.
I am going to wait for discard. I'm going to.
No, we're sculpted or 7.
All right, we are passing.
Oh, I don't like
turn.
that. I do not like that. Not playing Dargo? Not playing. Could we not play Dargo?
I am personally a little surprised by the decision to not play Dargo. As far as I'm aware, there's nothing stopping them from doing so. And yeah, cracking Jeweled Lotus plus
second the Mana Crypt, right? Couldn't he do that? Is it all dark? I don't know how Dargo reads sometimes.
Yes. Oh, and we've had a camera cut out for me. Interesting. Okay. But that does not seem to be the case for anyone else. Cool. But oh no, there it goes. Fascinating. We've lost.
So we lost a player. So
yeah,
I believe the timer has started to see how long he gets to come back. But that Nas, sadly, that was not
not the greatest Nas in the world, unfortunately. So the text of Dargo, if you're interested.
Yes.
Johnny. He costs 6 generic and a red. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may sacrifice any number of artifacts or creatures, and the spell costs 2 less to cast for each permanent sacrifice this way, and 2 less to cast for each other artifact or creature you sacrifice this turn. So if he had sacrificed Jeweled Lotus plus just for red, that counts for 5 towards him because you have the 3 red mana plus the 2 colorless from Jeweled Lotus being sacrificed. That gets him 5 of the 7 he needs, and then on cast he just sacrifices Mana Crypt or something to keep himself alive, and then also have Dargo. That would have been what I would have done, but that's fine.
I feel like, we're not Dargo experts, so we're gonna see him. He's Paladin as a Dargo expert. That is the smothering type, I believe.
As the guy who rewrote the primer for Tymna Dargo, I thought about this a lot.
All right, so I believe.
All right, we're moving on. We've got a Smothering Tithe, very good. Moving on to Ken here. All these players very nicely have gotten a second turn from the Dargo Ichor player. Didn't quite get there. If he untaps, woo!
I think I know I'm still lingering on it, but I think I would want that Mana Crypt not in play going to my turn.
Magic the Gathering is hard sometimes, Shani, and that's just the way it is sometimes. So looks like Ken is not paying for Smothering Tithe on his upkeep, so our Magnus Carlsen player will get to create a treasure. And what I have to assume here is that Ken is weighing if he just wants to kill the. Oh no, it's a 1/3. Ignore me. Ken cannot kill the Dargo player.
They together between Ken and Cypher, they can put him to 1.
They can put him to 1, but that's not. Yeah, that takes him off of. Takes him off of being able to tap his Ancient Tomb on his turn, obviously. Takes him off of being able to use a Talisman if he draws one of those. But beyond that, it's not hyper impactful, I suppose, if you can't just outright kill him, because he's theoretically dead to his own Mana Crypt anyways if you can't get rid of it. So
correct. So I think we're jumping ahead here, but I think the Smothering Tithe is very good.
Yeah, certainly. If this starts to devolve into a little bit of a grind fest, especially with one of your opposing commanders literally just being a card that wants to draw 3 cards or whatever every combat, seems good. All right, looks like we're moving to Cypher's turn here. Cypher, of course, also has a great fresh 7 to work with here. I'm gonna be right back. I think my cat just knocked something down that I do not want him to knock down.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna play an Arid Mesa is my land for the turn.
So we have played a Arid Mesa for turn.
Combat.
I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe we see a Nulls from Cypher. No, that is not meant to be. We're putting Reaper to 1.
Alive at 1 life.
It looks like.
Yeah, that's true.
This is our final decision.
I'm blaming you.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
More than one.
But Dockside would be a great. Dockside would be pretty good here. All right, we did not attack
7 in my
Reaper.
hand, so I will pass the turn.
All right. The moment of truth.
All right, Ashani, what did I miss?
All right, so we just went. Cypher went.
I'm dead.
Arid Mesa into Lionside Diamond, and Reaper lost his Mana Crypt roll.
Ah, you hate to see it.
I'm gonna go ahead and move my turn. I got a
So now, Marnius Calgar getting to untap.
Never change that. Safe. It's a 2.
And now the new arch enemy is Freedom.
Our Dargo player is immediately talking on Discord.
Yes, the Nas was unlucky. Okay.
Unlucky Nas. Didn't
Unlucky
get there.
Nas. I think we're now in trouble because this is going to be Value Town.
Oh yeah, we're going right down to Value Town here, baby.
Whenever a treasure gets made, he draws a card. How does it read again? Could we refresh automatically?
Which card?
All right.
So, Marnius Calgar?
Yeah, whenever one
or more tokens enter the battlefield under control, draw a card. That's really good with Smothering Tithe.
Yeah, so that's the big thing about this. Whenever you resolve Smothering Tithe and resolve your commander, you're just straight Value Town.
Yeah, this is crazy.
He makes mana and draw cards. As percentage trigger from the Mana Crypt.
Yeah, absolutely. This is gonna go wild.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, he's gonna make a treasure and draw a card. Oof.
Well, pack it up.
Yeah.
Colorless, losing 2 to my ancient tomb.
Well, that's a lot of mana. Okay, hold on. What is happening? I do not know that card.
That is. Let me find it for you. It's looking to be some kind of angel. It's a 4-drop.
That looks like a.
That is an aerial extortionist. It is a 5-drop 4/3 flyer from Streets New Capenna Commander. Whenever it enters the battlefield or deals combat damage to a player, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent. For as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may cast it. And then whenever another player casts a spell from anywhere other than their hand, draw a card. So it's like you can kind of like flicker somebody else's cards or something like that. I don't know. It's a fascinating little removal piece.
Okay. I mean, that answers a smothered test, but will it be too late?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like whenever if Marnius Calgar decides to recast the Smothering Tithe, he draws a card off of doing it.
Oh my goodness.
Ken draws a card, that is.
Let him replay his commander again.
So that's like I don't know. Man, that early Smothering Tithe, I feel, is such a massive pain for actually both of these opponents.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I assume if the Nulls resolved, the Smother resolved, but after that, it was like, we're playing a.
Yep.
So we'll go to combat. I think we just go after Cypher here, because that's your free attack.
Yep.
Looking for 1 to draw a card. Oh no? That is not our decision.
And then trigger Pierce to draw a card.
Commander in here? There is. Cool. Sorry, this is my first spell table tournament.
Oh, sick. No, all good. Am I okay to draw a card?
Does not seem that way. Oh yeah, okay.
Did it take the damage? Did it?
No, I don't think so. You're at.
Do you have to put the damage and also reduce life?
But I'm interested to see what Cypher drew into. He didn't play any nothing too explosive.
And then I will pass the turn.
Kept up his mana. I think he was, respected the Dargo player if he want his Mana Crypt roll to maybe
Yep.
do something broken there.
Yep, for sure. All right, now we're coming around. Little fetch action. Tim the Kraum player putting Arid Mace into play. Cracking that stuff. It's getting us up Badlands out of the library. Getting that out of the library. And then what do you think we're doing here? This is a world where you could just like play a land and then cast Tymna if you really wanted to. But
Oh, that seems so slow. On this
at
current
this
board
point,
state,
yeah,
you're
exactly.
so
At this
far
point,
behind.
Bet you do, but
it's only turn 3. It's only
It's
turn
only-
3, Ashani. We've had so much action through 3 turns. This is crazy.
It's absolutely crazy. The format has sped up so much.
Back in my day, we played Dark Confidant on 2 and liked it.
Agreed.
Hey, we also just saw that almost win a game last round. So
Yes, that was a fun one. I think I would want to see a dark side to force him to crack the treasures.
yeah, that would be pretty wild. Not gonna lie to you.
Just to stem the blade in a little bit. You don't want him to go in his turn with all
No.
that resources.
All right, we've got Scalding Tarn in play here. That will magically transform into another duel, I'm sure, here in a few moments whenever is relevant. Beyond that, I would guess the Tymna Kraum player here has some options to work with at the very least. Some options at the very least. I wish I had knowledge about everybody's hands. That'd be cute.
That would be cool. The
Can we get a
hand
floor?
cam.
Can we get a floor reporter, please, in everybody's
Oh.
house?
Okay,
No.
that would be cool. But here we are. All right. Did I read for the dark side? No. What is that? That is a talisman of some sort.
That is, I believe, the new talisman of creativity. That is the Is It one. Thank you, Dan Frazier, for some pretty awesome art. So we've got a good old talisman of creativity coming down. So yeah, I guess Tymna Kraum is just setting up, and they have passed the turn. It looks like some Marnius Calgar.
All right, what are we doing here, sir? We got to do something broken. Here we go.
Heuristic study. Oh my gosh.
His cards needs more cards. I respect it.
Yeah, why not? You know,
I wouldn't even pay. Give him the card. He draws a card. You draw a card. I like that.
Yeah. Crack a ton of treasures. I'm gonna guess that we're replaying Smothering Tithe here. Yep. Recasting Smothering Tithe. 2 incredibly powerful permanents in play at the same time. This is my kind of magic. At this point, it looks like Ken, one of our players to watch for this tournament, is falling behind a little bit in this game. It feels like he is doing what he wanted to do. You know, he has Dalsum on 1. But we got Dalsum out there. But you know, especially versus the Smothering Tithe, it's just brutal. You know, you want it. Your entire game plan is about drawing cards, put as many stacks pieces into play as possible. But woo, Smothering Tithe just is hosing everybody right
I
now.
don't have any interaction in hand, and I'm really worried about his 7 cards. That's all I'm gonna say.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Think for just a moment.
Ooh. So there was some maybe Cypher saying he has some interaction. He's been holding up mana for the longest. I mean, for the last 2 turns. So I don't. I think I would still jam it. Cause the bird. I'm so sorry. I don't remember what that the angel. Is it an angel? You said, Kyle?
It's an angel. The card is called once again. Aerial Extortionist.
Aerial Extortionist. I think that deals with the Smothering Ties normally.
Yeah, it would normally deal with it.
And then
So I don't know. Do you deal with a Smothering Tie, or do you deal with a Heuristic Study?
What happened to Dargo Ikra? Asked the chat. They went down to 28 life by turn 2, and managed to cast Adnaz, put them down to 3, and then they just didn't get there, unfortunately. We're on to Ken casting an Archon of Valor's Reach.
I love this card. Absolutely. Absolutely
yeah.
love this card.
I will.
Not to be confused with Archon of Emeria, like I did earlier. So Ken's going to make a decision for Artifact, Enchantment, Instant Sorcerer, Planeswalker, and then of course players cannot cast spells of the chosen type.
Well, does this resolve is the correct thing?
I would, yeah, I'm gonna guess that Ken is gonna be able to talk this into resolving. If I had to guess,
the confidence.
Kraum Mox not paying for Esper Sentinel or Ristic Setting.
So the players had a conversation earlier, obviously, about the interaction they had available to them, trying to stop some of the goodies that could possibly go on. Stop some combo wins here from probably Marnius. Archon, Dank on of Valor's Reach is here to play with us today.
I will imprint on Kraum Mox.
But this we're shaping up for an old grind fest. Of course, if Ken really wanted to, he could have named enchantment with that and then proceeded to deal combat damage to the Marnius player.
Yeah.
Exile Smothering Tithe, and then it wouldn't have been able to be cast again. Would have been interesting and cute. We've got the Archon of Valor's Reach. It has resolved, obviously, and then I followed up with Kraum Mox, exiling Toski, which, yeah, given the board state, given where we are right now, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So I don't know what the Sylvan Tutor grabs here.
Copy that.
Could we? Does this grab a collector?
That'd be brutal.
Endurance. Why? Okay. Alrighty. Maybe there's something happening I don't know about, but that seems like a decent target.
So cards in hand, Freedom?
I think the cage kept the breach lines in check.
Yeah.
I think we're reassuring that that doesn't happen. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna assume the Archon also is naming instance.
Yep, Archon naming instance. I think that's like the most classic.
Combat.
I've seen Archon name few other things.
It could be enchantment to talk about the play that she did say earlier. So we're not 100% on what was named, but we'll find out here as the game progresses.
Yep. All right, we're moving on. It looks like now Ken might be trying to draw a few cards, move the game along a little bit. Okay, now it looks like he's keeping Dulcim up.
Excellent, thank you.
Next to Lionside Diamond, on the right, we have, that is the newest printing of Talismans of Creativity. Is it Talisman of Creativity or is that the Cynic one? Anyways, that is the Is It Talisman that we've got there.
Okay.
Aerial Extortionist is going to
lots of talking and thonking in this pod, which I mean, honestly, it makes sense. There's a lot going on. Marnius Calgar has instantly shoved these other two players into a very awkward situation. It looks like Aerial Extortionist hit the Marnius player here, and we have exiled their Ristic Study. Of course, the Marnius player will have the option of recasting.
And then after that, I'll pass it.
Yeah.
Is he drawing cards and not making treasures? Or are the treasures taken up and I'm just not seeing it?
Yes, okay. We have indeed noted that we've got Archon is named instance. Excellent.
So end step, we're fetching on ciphers. On Ken's end step, we're fetching with a Scalded Tarn, grabbing a tapped Watery Grave. So instances are locked out. So that put us to having to remove the Archon to do anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
So if we leave that in play, it's going to be a very quick clock. Archon is a 5/6 with reach
Smothering Tide.
and
Yep.
vigilance.
You got it,
So
Jim.
Yeah, the beatdown is going to start beginning here pretty soon. Pretty sure. Pretty
He's already at
soon
1 billion.
here.
Yeah.
I can't speak today. How about that?
you're doing well, sir. You're
Let's
doing well.
play
Hey,
Gemstone
thanks, Johnny. I
Cavern
appreciate
land
that.
for the turn.
Gemstone Cavern for land.
Cast a Mox Opal.
Opal.
Nice. Yep.
Opal is online. Okay.
Yep, Opal's online until he cracks that LED for
Talisman
value.
for Talisman of Dominance.
Another talisman.
More rocks.
Yeah. All right.
That's rapid.
Blue Farm is going to have all of the mana in the world when it comes down to it.
Oh, I do see he is flashing a little bit that Wheel of Fortune. But that's not a spell I would want to be casted here.
1, 2, 3,
Especially since Isis is named. I don't think he can bounce the smothering ties before the wheel.
Mm-mm.
I think it is a good idea to do a card in hand.
That would be. Ooh.
Yep.
So do you just wheel here? If your hand isn't getting better, do you just wheel?
Oh. And give the Marnius player 7 treasures and 14 cards.
It, it does not seem correct. I agree.
All
I'd like to put a wheel.
right, we're doing it
Oh,
anyway.
we're
baby.
doing
Let's
it.
go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Right. We're all in. We're all in. Let's go.
I'm like,
All
I'm
right.
like, I'm looking at it like, does it get better? And
This
think the
turn-
answer is no.
This turn, we might be under this game, this turn cycle. All right, everybody's and the Blue Farm does have like some cards to work with right now. They have a little extra mana here. They're gonna get to look at 7 new cards, but
Odawara. Oh, okay. So
Odawara.
maybe this is the conversation that was had.
oh,
So we Odawara the Archon
Cast
here.
instant
Yeah,
Ooh.
Yep.
that's spicy.
Archon
Yeah.
is back.
Odawara, very good,
Wheel
notably
back
very
to
good
full.
instant speed removal for a card that shuts off instants.
Yes. You
Um,
know what? I think I'm all in. I think you crack the LED. Send it.
yeah, why not? Yeah, you might as well at this point.
I think at this point, send it. We're in. We're here to play.
Oh, we're responding to our Wheel of Fortune
This is the.
by okay. That's
Do we have threshold?
Writ. Cabal Writ.
I'm going to cast a silence.
If we see like an
No,
Adnos
not
here-
the silence.
silence in response.
Smothering
This
Tide.
is very sad.
Okay, so I'll create a treasure.
All right, so
Trigger the Esper. He draws trigger.
mental
Okay.
misstep for the silence. Wow, everybody has everything that they could ever want right now. Silence countered by the mental misstep, and we are back to
Back to Cabal.
back to Cabal Writ on the stack.
Cabal Ritual back on the stack.
I'll respond to the Cabal Writ.
Yeah.
We have to have a song here. We have to have a song. I would.
Fire Covenant,
Do
Ranger
we?
Captain,
Is this
Volcanic
all a
Island,
bait
Flooded
for an
Rivers,
ad
Flooded
nauseum
Rivers,
on the top?
Rolling Tarn, and a Mental
That is
Misstep.
Cabal Writ, right? On the stack right now?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
that's Cabal Ritual on the stack.
Let's go with
3,
the
6,
Titans
8.
something. I
So
will
threshold is online.
exile a.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Flashing
about that
in
one.
endurance.
Yeah, that was a card that we know
Exiling
about.
Ashaya in response.
Trigger on.
So
the
that
stack
takes
above.
him off. But that's okay though.
Trigger,
That's okay.
and I will target
Depends on how many cards we have in hand. We could crack the LED and maybe still get there.
Yeah, all good with me.
All right.
Go to the bottom in a random order if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Shuffle.
Is that after Cabal Ritual is resolved or no?
No, in response.
So
to
the
Cabal Writ.
Endurance ETB targeted Cipher, which makes
So now it
sense.
makes 3 now. is what
Yep.
I'm going for.
And then Cabal Ritual back on the stack.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Do you have enough cards in
Ritual back on
hand
stack.
Pass party.
to make the LED work? No. Okay, so we make 3 black.
Good on wheel.
I'm gonna think on wheel now for a second. Let me get my black mana.
And we're now back to Wheel of Fortune, still not holding priority.
Yes, indeed.
Oh. This is a tense moment here. Oh, yes. Please send it. Here we go.
All right, we're sending
Here we
it.
go.
Discarding Demonic Betrayal, Underworld Breach, Opposition Agent, and Final Fortune for.
Oh, under Final Fortune?
All
Ooh,
right.
that was a nice hand.
All right, we've got all the mana in the world as we are wheeling
I
here.
think I would have made blue.
That's a fair note. So it seems we're wheeling here, and we're all in, but Marnius, the Marnius player discarding a Thassa's Oracle, a little relevant.
All right, so we have
yes, chat. They're discarding Underworld Breach because they do not have a way to remove Grafdigger's Cage from the battlefield.
correct.
So we've got all the mana in the world. However, our opponent, Marnius Calgar, has all of the mana and all of the cards in the world.
So we have a bunch of Smother Test triggers off the stack.
Yes.
Aren't yours above mine?
Oh lordy. Can we
no,
do anything over the
Wait,
top
no.
of
Oh,
these?
that's right. Yep.
Earlier, I said that Marnius Calgar is going to have
Yeah,
14
I'm
treasures
not
and
paying
14
attention.
cards.
I
They're
cannot.
going to
You
have
did.
14 treasures and 21 cards.
You did see into the future, Cal.
Okay, so I'm gonna create.
They're going to have
14
21 cards in hand if all of these Smothering Tithe
I know
triggers resolve.
D20s are looked down upon. Is it okay if I do that?
Oh, we're not responding over the top.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
okay with
goodness.
that.
All right. In addition to
Okay.
the 7 that we got from the wheel, we are going to be drawing 14 Marnius Calgar cards. I assume.
Yeah, pass priority on all of them.
So that's a good assumption.
Go ahead and draw 14. 2, 3,
So the cool thing here would be with the smother trigger ties on the stack. If he made blue, he could maybe flash it at up agent, not an up agent, but a notion seed. That would be cool. I would be very excited about that.
That'd be very poggers.
But alas, we did not make the matter. Okay. So now we're just saying we hope he drew nothing in 21 cards.
Yeah, Drew, he has seen over a quarter of his deck right now. Not much interaction in the graveyard. Looking at his deck list, there is an outrageous amount of outrageously high chance that he can simply stop every single spell that Blue Farm could want to cast here.
Okay. We've casted Kraum.
Yep, we have cast the Kraum. Yeah, I guess that's what you can.
So
if we're casting a wheel just to end up casting Kraum, it feels a little bad. I'm not.
Listen, I feel like there might be a lot of shade here that Cypher might get here for this play.
He full sent it, which
but
honestly,
I think you
sometimes you just have to do. Sometimes you just have to do it.
I agree. I don't think his position was getting any better with the
back to me. Is Kraum good?
with how the board state was.
Yeah, for sure. All right, now we've got a Mox Diamond coming down.
Yeah, we did not join anything.
And yeah, we are casting our other commander.
Oh, no. Does this agent have more text? Why is Ken drawing cards?
I was going to say, what am I missing? Why is Ken drawing cards here? I'm missing something, aren't I? I am missing something here.
I believe we need to read the angel again, Cal.
Oh yes, it is when anybody casts a spell from outside of their hand, you get to draw a card. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it's not optional. Yeah. Aerial Extortionist. What a funky little Magic the Gathering card. Loving it.
That's a good drawing.
It's a fun little one. Yeah, it's like temporary remove stuff. People choose to recast their stuff. And we do get to regain some of our lost time.
I'm disappointed. Disappointed the wheel didn't get there, but
yeah,
I enjoyed the opium. I was excited for it. So we have no mana. Okay, so we can't even hope for a dark side. Oh boy.
No, we are done. We're smashing somebody for 4, and we're passing to Marnius, who I have to imagine just has this game wrapped up at this point.
I will not say anything, but I do hope that he gets there. Drawing 21 cards and that much mana, I believe we can find the way to a victory.
20 plus treasures, 23 cards in hand. Oh yeah, just
Okay,
flashing
cool.
a hull break horror and instant.
All right.
Sure.
All right,
Yep, why not?
we're there.
I'm going.
We have
to-
two. We have the mana crypt in play already
Yep.
at a Grafdigger's Cage.
Yeah,
So that's already makes infinite mana. Okay,
We've got infinite colorless.
we're there.
We've got infinite colorless. Chat, we haven't gotten this far yet on Marnius Calgar's text yet, but Marnius Calgar has an activated ability, pay 6 colorless. It creates 2 2/2s with vigilance for you.
Oh,
So,
we're doing this in combat to bounce the Kraum.
oh yeah, that makes sense. Sure, why not?
So okay, well, so I responded to my own Hullbreaker trigger, whatever. Or unless I missed the trigger, it's either way, it's fine with me.
Yep, that makes sense.
So
Sure.
missing the Kraum,
Yeah,
I guess
take
I'm
4
gonna-
less damage.
Do you want to have
It's
the Kraum
free.
trigger on this deck? 'Cause I didn't remember this was my second spell.
Well, Kraum has to go on the stack. Correct?
Casting
We
Dark
call
Grit,
Judge to confirm.
trigger
no
Hullbreaker
trigger.
Horror.
It does, but I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
it does.
Okay, cool. So Dark Ritual targets Kraum. So this Dark Ritual will resolve
Nope.
first.
I'm gonna
returning
draw my
Kraum.
Yep.
draw my card for Kraum.
All
It'll
right,
be-
drawing
the
for
Dark
Kraum
Ritual-
trigger
the
here.
Kraum will be returned first.
Off
because
Dark
Hullbreaker
Ritual
is
cast
not
after
activated.
catching Hullbreaker
Is that
Horror.
The Kraum trigger would have to be
And then you
from
draw
the
after Dark Ritual.
Hullbreaker.
Yeah.
Because he
And then I
played
have
silence
a
this
Twin
turn.
As we all know,
And you're bouncing Kraum to hand.
that Dark Ritual was just
Yes.
cast in response to the Kraum trigger. So once the Dark
Okay.
Ritual resolves,
No,
the
there
stack
we go.
was not empty.
There we go. We fixed it here.
Well,
well done, Carl. Well done.
Look, that is
sorry,
current
I
tournament
got
policy. So I assume that would have been the judge ruling anyways.
Yeah.
So
Cool. I'll make a treasure. I'll draw a card.
this was the
With
the
that,
discourse on
floating
Twitter
mana,
2
I'm
days
gonna
ago,
go ahead and
Sean,
cast
for
Adamant
reference.
Guardian. That's a
Okay, that one is a sorcery. Okay. That's
Yep,
not a
we're
legal one.
casting a sorcery. Okay, we're casting an Adnos. Sure, that is
I mean, sorry.
That's a legal game action.
that is yep. That is a good reason to save 4 of your health. However, I feel like this game was already wrapped up. But you know what?
It's okay.
Full
He
send it.
has the right to flex how he wants to flex.
Yeah, exactly. Why not? Full send, baby.
I have not seen this deck one, but I am excited to see it.
Me too. Yeah, I love a new deck. Yeah, we end up we be going. It's NOS time, baby. I love seeing an Esper deck succeed. Especially a funky little one like this. Like, it's so awesome that Marnius can just find a deck that just like makes Smothering Tithe make sense. Drake, who's currently doing a wonderful job producing this stream right now, has said more than a few times that he feels like Smothering Tithe is one of those cards that like should feel better in CEDH than it works out in practice for him. You know, because it makes so much treasure. Your opponents are drawing so many cards. It pays for itself like almost instantly once you have it on the battlefield.
Totally agree.
And it's been awesome to see like a deck like Marnius be able to turn it into like the craziest Magic the Gathering card I've ever seen, actually.
I'm a big believer. I'm a big believer of the Smothering Tithe, but we have people like, you know, Mikey Hollahan who says terrible words about Smothering Tithe. So, you know, but maybe Mikey's watching and he can see the power of Smothering Tithe as it takes this victory.
Yep.
And what is okay? So we just reveal a few cards off Adnos.
Yep, we've got a few cards off Adnos. Took 8 damage, lived through our mana crypt trigger, and it looks like we are now going to present a little infinite mana loop here with Hullbreaker Horror. And I assume that will end the game for us. We do have to actually step through a few extra hoops here. Now that I think about it, because the Thassa's Oracle is in Marnius Calgor's graveyard. So it won't be as a simple, super easy win of draw entire library through infinite colorless mana loop off Marnius. We're gonna have to jump through like an extra hooper here too, even if it's like trying to bully opponents into concession with no permanents in play kind of thing and kill them with Hullbreaker Horror. But that's pretty much what that's pretty much the point of the game we're at.
What are these cards? Okay,
Those are the 2 2s.
Okay.
Yep. So using infinite colorless, he can now make as many of these 2 2s as he wants and draw his entire library. So that is what we're doing here. Going absolutely crazy.
So we're now making colored mana.
Yep, that is true. We found the Mox Opal. We now have infinite of any color. Very exciting.
Whatever. I'll just play a Soul Ring. return Monk's Hope.
Sure, we have the
Gonna lose
Soul
your
Ring
green
as well.
infinite colored
Yep.
mana.
Yep.
Sure.
All right,
Yeah.
we are
And
yep, we
then
are
I'm
representing
gonna go ahead
infinite
and
colored
cast
mana here.
a Blind
And then
Obedience.
what are we grabbing?
Blind
sure.
Obedience.
Blind Obedience. That gets there.
Alright.
All right, we will be casting all of these spells, extorting our opponents on every go. And as far as I'm aware, that should be the end of this match. Congrats to this
Well done.
Marnius
GG.
player for pulling off this win.
Yeah, of course.
As his opponent scoop it up. Ken Bauman, one of our players to watch, now falling to 1-1 on the day.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah,
Chris, do you mind if I ask?
1-1 on the day for Ken.
What was the reasoning behind the wheel?
Love to check in with the rest of our players to watch
So,
after
my plan
this
was,
round.
like,
That was an
my hand was pretty
awesome
bad.
match to
It
watch,
wasn't really,
honestly.
like,
That was
I wasn't gaining any
a
ground,
really
like,
interesting
from-
one. That
from both of the decks. It was just, like,
Smothering
starting to get worse and
Tithe
worse and
being
worse
in
for me.
play and generating so
the
much
follow-up, if I
value
can
for the
wheel, I can
Marnius
make a
player
bunch of mana. If I
really
wheel into
turns so
anything
much of what we
relevant,
think
then
is like kind of just like givens into a
nickel and dime
CEH
my way
game on its
through,
head.
and then
Like
kinda
I'm
come
sure the
back.
Blue Farm
I
player
think,
would
like,
have
with the way my game was
loved to
structured, I
develop
was going to be able
Tymna
to
and
do
Kraum
more of it
earlier
playing
and just
the
start
game.
drawing cards, make their hand better. Obviously, Ken's entire deck is built around resolving Dalsim, hitting people with Staxy creatures, drawing a ton of cards. And when you have a
So, like, I could've drawn
literally
a bunch of different
better
like one I coulda got
when
in
you
my hand,
have
like,
Smothering Tithe in play, doing a
Marnie is
way
drawing
better
cards.
Ristic study impression,
It's
that just throws the entire game on its ass.
agreed. And then he also gets to resolve a heuristic study. So it was like, what value
Yeah.
piece do you remove? Like
Yep, exactly.
that was
And
a great.
you know,